Hi everybody. It's been kind of crazy in my life this week. I've had over 3 doctor's appointments. It's not related to the pandemic or anything. I just have some chronic health issues that I'm taking care of. But I did film this whole tutorial without actually filming the introduction. So we are going to be making this really cool storage box that fits your happy planner supplies and stickers, and we're actually making it from a square mailing box, a package that Mombi sent my happy planner order in. So we are reusing something that would probably be hopefully recycled, but otherwise would be trash. So this is a trash to treasure project. I thought this was also really fun because it's a way to use packaging of this size and nature that you may not have thought of, and will really be helpful in maintaining your collection and storing sticker books and other items. So stay tuned, and you will need to have at least a large square or rectangular happy planner box. You'll probably end up trimming the rectangular one down. And when I say happy planner box, I am referring to the actual box that the products were mailed in. So if you have a similar box to the one I'm using, go ahead and use that one. But it should be roughly the same size. And I will put those measurements on the screen now. So stay tuned and let's get DIYing. So in addition to the box, for this project, you are going to need to have some washi. I would choose some washi that matches whatever color you are using or what color you want to have for where you're keeping the storage box. You'll also need some scissors, not your good scissors, but just some cheap craft scissors or a box cutter, but something that you're okay with it being exposed to cutting cardboard. You'll also need a straight edge and something to mark it with, a pencil or a marker. And last but certainly not least, you're going to just need to have glue and a hot glue gun. So you're going to want to start by laying your box down flat, and then make sure you take off all of the little bits of tape and things that are hanging off. You can see I've started doing that here, and now I'm going to remove this part here. It's okay if the cardboard underneath is torn a little bit, but we don't want the actual box itself to rip in pieces, so just do it carefully. And I'm usually able to get things up with my fingernails and then just pull them down. So that'll be the first step. Once all of the tape is done, then you can open it up and you'll see that your box looks something like this now, with all of the pieces as so. So we are going to do a little bit of cutting on the next step and folding. So I will kind of turn around and sit, and we'll show you from the other side the next step. So I have the box out like this, like so. So just like we had it here with the top open and everything laid out. So the next step is going to be, you're going to take the box like this, and you should see a little midsection here, and we're going to cut the boxes in half along this midsection. If you have a box cutter or anything like that, as long as you're being safe, you can use that. I'm going to just use some scissors that I keep around. Please do not use good scissors. Good scissors are for not doing this. Use scissors that you're okay with cutting hard cardboard with. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And you're gonna want to try to cut it as even as possible. So I'm actually gonna turn it and then finish from the other side. So now we have one that looks like this and an identical one on the other side. So now what we're going to do is cut this in half. And we're going to do that for both pieces. So there's those. And then same thing with this side. Like I missed a little bit of the tape there, so I'm just going to pull that off. So it should look like this. They have a little strip in the middle where the original box was. So we are going to take them like so, and we will be overlapping them on the bottom. And this is important because when we go to glue everything together, this section here on the bottom needs to be a little bit heavier than the rest. Otherwise, the box is just going to tip over and it won't function as a storage box. So make sure that you have that together. So the next step in this is going to be dependent on how you are decorating. If your cardboard box that you're using has already got like a pretty print on it or something, you can just leave it that way. If you plan to use like scrapbook paper, washi or something to cover, then I would go ahead and add that now onto all the pieces. What I am going to do is just chalk paint this, just paint it. So for me, it can be assembled when I do that. There's no need to cover something. So if you are going to paint it, which is what I would recommend, paint or like decoupage it, I think would be the easiest thing to do. Then go ahead with me and heat up your hot glue gun, and we are going to go ahead and glue the bottoms to one another. And then once that's done, we're actually going to cut along these folds that are already here, and that is going to make the reinforcements for attaching our side pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and heat up the glue gun and get that done. All right, so I have hot glued this one over this one. So we have this center piece like so. And then I'm just going to kind of reinforce where it's going to bend. And the next step is going to be to cut these sections out. And then, like I mentioned before, if you're going to be covering this with scrapbook paper or something, after you cut out these two sections on both your pieces, you're going to want to go ahead and cover those just so you don't have to worry about it later. It's going to be more difficult when you have to cover the assembled piece, in my opinion. I'm going to be painting it, so I'm just going to keep on moving forward. I'm going to take those scissors again and just carefully cut along the perforations so that you don't have any problems with it being askew. So that is what we have so far. And again, because all of the thickness is at the bottom, it's going to be sturdy. If you just had like this thickness around the whole box, it would simply collapse. They wouldn't have enough support at the foundation. So now we're going to move into doing our sides and our backs. So as you can see, we have these pieces here, and what we're going to do is put them on the sides, and then they will come together on the back. And this section in the front will be open, and we will be adding some decorative elements to it. So it doesn't necessarily matter which side you choose to do this with, front or back. I like this. I think this is easier to work with than the other side. So I am going to first look for this fold line on the box. So this is, again, I took the box that I had from the Happy Planner, and then we can see it fits along the side there. Same thing with the other side. I think I'll just secure these together now with a little bit more glue. So you should have something that looks like this. And I'm going to just secure some of the glue spots just to make sure they're extra reinforced. And then we can move on to painting and decorating the box. So this next step is optional, but I think that it just makes it look a lot better. And that is to take this very boxy kind of file box shape that we have, and we're going to cut a little diagonal to make it kind of come down. So the easiest way to do this is just take a pencil and a straight edge, and I am going to be using a ruler. And put it like so, and then draw where we're going to cut. And you're going to go ahead and do that on both sides, and just remember that this side needs to also come down like this. So I'm going to cut out these edges here and save those cardboard pieces in case you want to reinforce anything, but we are going to go ahead and trim those down, and then I will paint it. So another fun fact, the pieces that you just cut will actually be able to be turned around and can go on top here to fill out the side of the box. So now it is time for me to give this a good coat of chalk paint and let that dry overnight, and then we will come back and finish decorating our box. So here is my painted box. It is this teal color, and now you're going to take your remaining boxes, the little edges we cut off earlier, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this just right on top of my box just to see where it lines up. So it looks like it's just a little bit off of this crease here, and I am going to mark that with my Sharpie, and then I will cut it out, and we'll need our washi after that. So make sure you have your washi ready. All right, so this is a perfect fit, and as you can see, I've put it flush against the back, and I'm gonna take my Sharpie again, and I'm gonna mark right here, and that is where I'm going to cut that piece in half, or just about in half. And what's going to end up happening is we'll use one of these as the board just to cover up this back part here. I've got wild dogs in the other room, guys. And then the other is going to be a divider. So that is what we're going to use these pieces for. So I'm going to just cut along that line, and then we are actually going to cover these both with washi tape. So the one that you're going to have in the center that is a divider should have washi tape on both sides, but the one that's flush against the back just needs to have it on the front. So here we go. And now these are in place. I've gone ahead and just hot glued the center one in, and then this to the back. And when I did that, I noticed that the back was a little uneven right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my scissors and just trim it real quick, because we'll want it to be pretty flush for the next step. So for the next step, you can continue to use the washi you were using before, like the thick washi, or you can use another one that's the same thickness but matches the colors, or you can do whatever you want. I'm going to continue with this one, and what we're going to do is go down each of the sides like so, and fold the washi over the raw edge. It's going to kind of look like paper mache when it's folded. So here is that side. And then we're going to do the other side. And don't worry too much about this front section because we are going to be gluing stuff and decorating over it. So just FYI. Okay, so here is the fun part. Now that this is all assembled, I did go ahead and I added an extra strip of washi all the way around the base and just another one coming down the side just to add to the weight and nice look of it. And it is time to add our decoration to the front. So you can really use anything. If you want to trim another piece of board to this height and cover it with washi or paint it, or put a big label over this, you can do that. What I am going to do, because I have a ton, and I mean like a ton, of extra random plastic disc, I went ahead and I pulled some in the same colors as my washi and box, and I am actually going to do those as decoration, with the biggest in the center. So what I'm doing right now is just sort of laying out how I want these to look so that I have a good plan in place. Okay, and the big reveal. So this is the final product. I have this beautiful collage of discs that I got in the front of the box. We have two different areas for storage and decoration. I also took out some of the clear stickers from the Flower Power Mega Book that are the same colors. I actually went through the entire roll of washi for this project. So I should have mentioned, if you're going to use washi, which is probably the easiest way to do this, please make sure you have a backup of the one you're using because it will get used. And there's still some places where, because it's washi, you kind of have to put it down, but I think it looks good. The only other thing that I changed is I took a strip of cardboard from when we were cutting the inserts and I just wrapped it in washi all the way and glued it behind the front just so that there's something there to reinforce it. And because it looks a little bit better behind the front collage. So this is the final product and it fits a lot of stuff. It'll fit a mini planner perfectly. It will also fit sticker books. So I have All in a Season, Flower Power, Colorful Florals, and you can see it is fitting everything perfectly and nothing is falling over. It's very, very sturdy because the majority of the cardboard from the box, because of how we folded it, is at the bottom. So everything and on the sides. So everything is really nicely reinforced. And now I have a really cute little planner holder. All right, I did actually find a really nice spot for it in my cube shelves, and I just have my Plan a Happy Life book, as well as a mini planner and my Skinny Classic stored in it, and they actually all fit perfectly. It was perfect width for the book. So I'm really pleased. I love how the shelf looks with all the rest of the colors in my room. I love the whimsical nature of the disc collage. So I'm really going to enjoy having this, and I hope that if you do follow this tutorial and make one of your own, please tag me on Instagram at Valkyrie Plans. I would love to see your finished storage box, or any other cool storage that you're doing for planning. And I will catch you next Wednesday. We'll have a fun plan with me for Halloween, so stay tuned there, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!